Hello. Hey friends, I'm live. How you doing? It's time for Monday Night Muses. Monday Night Muses. Opened up and I just had to go into that little drop D vibe, you know, I just couldn't help myself. How good was Kayla Ludi? Were you around for the first broadcast? How incredibly, redonkulously talented is Kayla Ludi? I hope y'all threw some love in her tip jar. I hope y'all bought some songs on the Bandcamp or subscribed on Spotify, whatever your thing is. I've just been putting together the Monday Night Muses schedule for June. I'm just going to tell you it's going to be really good. I'm not going to ruin the surprise yet. But I'm so glad I'm going into year 2 of Muses. My goodness. Can you believe Monday Night Muses has been around for a year? I don't know the exact anniversary date, but I know we started around this time. I feel like I could look that up if I were feeling like it. All right. I have some questions for you before I get started. I think you probably know what they are. Question 1. No, wait, I'm gonna change up these questions because my theme this week is retrograde. Because Mercury's in Gatorade, everybody. Question 1. Where are you and where have you been? Question 2. What are you reflecting on today? What is the universe bringing up for you? Question 3, what you sipping on? I'm sipping on water. Monday Night Muses. Monday Night Muses. Monday Night Muses. comments coming in. Thank you, friends. All right, let's see. Yes, everybody loved Kayla. Kayla was so good, right? Hey, Isadora, thank you for tuning in. You did find me. Oh my gosh, I'm listening to myself twice because I have it pulled up on Facebook. Very confusing. Downright, I might say, confuzzling. Okay. Let me find a way to end this gracefully. All right, it's time for Monday Night Muses. My theme tonight is retrograde because Mercury, my friends, is in retrograde. And I've spent the last 3 days since the witchy weather report on Saturday telling people, and I don't know if I believe it myself, but I'm trying, telling people that Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing. That Mercury retrograde encourages us to maybe spend some time not constantly having to be productive, constantly having to push on to the next thing, but spend some time in reflection. Right? Kayla was saying before, like, her computer was like nagging her to do that Windows update. It was like, get the updates. You need the updates. You need the updates now. And Kayla was like, do I? Like, am I going to live without the updates? Yes, maybe you are going to live without the updates. Right? Maybe you can live with some time for reflection instead of some time to push on your goals. I need to hear this more than anyone else. That's why I keep saying it. So retrograde is my theme for the night. Mercury retrograde is a time when communications can be wonky, when travel plans can be wonky, everything in general can be wonky. It's also a great time to reflect. It's a great time to look back. It's a great time, all the things that start with to reorganize, to reconsider, to revert, perhaps, rediscover an old practice that used to fill our cup, you know, all those things. So that's what I'm talking about today. I'm retrograding, and I chose some songs that take me down like old roads. I chose some old songs. That's why I'm going to drop D right now. Oh my gosh, I should have sung your lyrics, Miguel. Miguel's Monday Night Muses, feeling burnt out like old fuses, tired of excuses, why I have to hide my bruises. Monday Night Muses, feeling burnt out like old fuses, tired of excuses, why I have to hide my bruises. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, that was just so singable. I had to sing it. Cool. I'm looking at some of your all comments. Hey, Linda. I know, isn't Kayla so good? Linda says, I've never heard Kayla before, but I loved her. I know, Kayla's the friggin' best. Ooh, Barbie, been sipping white wine, listening to, I don't know how to say it, Scheherazade, I don't know how to say it, I won't even try, by Rimsky-Korsakov. Oh my gosh, Barbie, you are the queen. I love it. Big 9 of Cups energy right there. Ooh, I love it. Barbie says, retro is my favorite time of the years. I'm retro. Look at my hippie times. I love it. Retro is old wine. Oh, yeah, old wine. The best kind. I've been drinking boxed wine this last year. 2020 was a little rough. But you know what? Whatever. It's all good. Oh my gosh, speaking of retrograde, Isadora just had some old Nesquik from my grandparents' cupboard. Who knows how old it is? I love it. Nesquik, man. Nesquik and Ovaltine, the powdered chocolate milks. There's something about it that's very charming to me. Okay, I'm going to get going with some songs in Drop D. I made a whole set list like a real grown-up. Honestly, I was inspired by Kayla. Kayla was like, I've been practicing. I practiced my set yesterday. And I'm like, man, I don't even know my set yet. So I tried to make a grown-up set list for you guys. I'm going to start off with a song that I guess isn't really even released anywhere. It was on my first acoustic EP. You can find it on my website, but you can't find it anywhere else. It's called One False Move. Just playing with the levels a little bit to make sure I'm not overwhelming my vocals with the guitar. Why talk about it? Desperation always had to wait. This is just like every other day. The fact it's the morning makes me wanna between bad dreams and waking you from yours. Why can't I quit when I'm not ahead, but I'm not so significantly behind? Why do I need my favorite books that do these things to me and take my mind away to where it's normal to be so passionate and feel all the things associated with it, when it's really just a weekday morning and the way to succeed is by not having feelings. So pretend to ignore them and act like it's a normal thing, just to talk about how our cars do in the snow, not really think about anything. Then I come home and this blood awaits me, 'cause I can't leave well enough alone. I was sad, just loud enough to wake you up last night, so I thought of bringing I love you roses home, but I didn't know what you'd think. 'Cause this is the world, and this is a fantasy book, and this is the line I keep tripping over, and you're on the real side, and I try and dance everywhere, and it isn't working, but I got some good songs, so I'll be your rag doll if you hold me close and say you love me, and I'd brush my hair every which way and say it's the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen. See, I had this idea, if I act like I'm a little kid in front of you, you'll think there's something big and strong underneath, that I can't pull it off if every time I say something. I mean, you're laughing and messing up my hair on me, so why talk about it? One false move and I want all my histrionic friends with black dyed hair and lousy poetry that I hate so much, and I'll pretend that I do too, but you laugh at me. 'Cause this is the real world, and this is East Village Saturdays, and this is the line I'm dying to trip over, and you're on the real side. I try and dance everywhere, and it isn't working, but I got some good songs, so thank you so much, my friends. That song was One False Move. You can get it. You can get it on my Bandcamp and my website. It's on an EP, an acoustic EP called, what do we call it? At the time, I was putting out a CD. I'm going to share stories with you today because retrograde. At the time that I recorded that song, I wrote it when I was living in an apartment with my girlfriend at the time, my first apartment outside my parents' house when I was 18 years old. Just about my feelings, like everything. And when we moved back to New York together, I recorded like some acoustic songs in my parents' house with my dad. And I was selling CDs, like burned CDs, for $5 a piece, and they were called The 4 Songs I Have Copyrighted Right Now. And now I think there's a different name for it. I think it's called Autumn Has Gone. That's what, like, my husband actually rebranded it. He put it into the Bandcamp for me and was like, we added this song Autumn, and so we decided to call it Autumn Has Gone. So it's like this kind of historical Rorie EP or whatever. Anyways, you can get that on my shop or on my Bandcamp. You can hear it for free. Diggy Cat, you're killing me. I'm checking. If you really sent me $20, I'll do you a Bob Dylan song. For you, the price is higher. For everyone else, Diggy Cat and I were joking about how much I don't like Bob Dylan. I'm checking. I don't know, Diggy Cat. I don't see no Bob Dylan money in my virtual tip jar here. And no hate. If you love Bob Dylan and Bob Dylan means the world to me, like, you're allowed to feel that way. I just don't feel that way. I am on Joan Baez's side in the relationship ending, and I think Bob Dylan is overrated and pretentious. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It's okay if you love him. You can. I don't want to yuck your yum. I just can't with Bob Dylan. Anyway. So, retrograde. What was I going to play you next? Ooh, I'm going to play you one that you like, Diggy Cat. Wait a minute. Is it real? Did you literally, you did. You sent me $20. All right. I think I told you what Bob Dylan songs I know, Diggy. Fine. Okay, we're taking a moment to play a Bob Dylan song. I was making a joke to Diggy Cat that like there are some songs that I will not put on the song menu because I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. And there are songs that like require like a $20 bill deposit in order for me to play them into the tip jar. George Barry says, I too am not hot on Bob. Barbie says, how about Joni Mitchell? This is not going to be a cover thing. This is original focused, but Diggy Cat did throw a 20 in my virtual tip jar, so I will play the Bob Dylan song. I will do it. Okay. What do you want to hear? I forget what Dylan songs I know. I know a couple of them. Retrograde, man. I had a boyfriend who was a super huge Bob Dylan fan in my early 20s. And it was like, it was challenging because we played gigs together a lot. And there were a couple of Dylan songs that I just learned by osmosis because he played them so much. So like those are the Bob Dylan songs that I know. Okay, I'm going to play you because this is the one I can remember knowing how to play. And I hope I can find the lyrics for it. Just a moment, my friends. Do, 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 do. Do I have it favorited? Of course I don't. It's Bob Dylan. I mean, he's really not my favorite. Okay. I'm going to play you Don't Think Twice. It's all right.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm 10 years old.
I apologize. That's an ad playing on my iPad right now that you just heard. This is going to be the only cover I do tonight, this Bob Dylan song. You know, Muses is usually an original kind of vibe. To Make You Feel My Love is a decent song, George Barry. I agree. George is saying, I'm not hot on Bob, but To Make You Feel My Love is decent. I really agree. That's a very pretty and sweethearted song. Sweethearted, you know what I mean. It's there's a purity there. All right, I see this in C, but I'm in drop D. I'm going to use my little app to tune her up to D. I actually think my ex-boyfriend used to play this in D. But I might be making it up. I don't know. He used to play a few Dylan songs, and that's how I learned them. Let's see if there's a way I can play it that's a little more, I don't know, interesting than Bob Dylan. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby, it'll never do somehow. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason that I'm traveling on. But don't think twice, it's alright. You hear what I'm saying? I feel like those lyrics are kind of sarcastic and rude. Like, oh, I'm traveling on because of you, but don't worry about it. You're not very nice, Bob Dylan. It ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. Light I never know. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, baby, 'cause I'm on the dark side of the road. But I wish there was something you would do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. But we never did too much talking anyway. But don't think twice, it's alright. It ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you never done before. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, I can't hear you anymore. I'm thinking, wondering, walking down the road. I once loved a woman, a child, I am told. See, that's a little bit diminishing, Bob. I gave her my heart, and she wanted my soul. But don't think twice, it's alright. If only I had my kazoo right now, it'd be the perfect time. I don't even know what kind of instrument I'm trying to be. I'm so sorry. I hope you're getting your $20 worth, Diggy Cat. So long, honey, baby. Where I'm bound, I cannot tell. But goodbye is too good a word, baby. So I'll just say fairly well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. But don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. Phil Oakes. I don't know how to say his name even. I confess, I can't place a single Phil Oakes song. I bet it's that kind of thing. I'm going with Oaks. Rhyming with a tree. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong and it's ox. It's definitely not otches. I can't place a single Phil Oakes song. I feel like I've surely heard some Phil Oakes and I just don't know that that's who wrote it. Is When I'm Gone the song I'm thinking of? Is it when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. That I think Andrew Kendrick did recently. Is that who did it? You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Is that the song? Or is that a different song and I'm being super rude and Phil Oakes wrote a better song? If so, I'm really sorry. Phil Oakes also wrote a song, I Ain't Marchin' Anymore. I guess I have to look up Phil Oakes. Oakes? Ox? Otches? I know. Don't hate me for not knowing my music history, everyone. I leave that to everyone else. That's actually a thing. I have a feeling about that. I have feelings. In case you didn't know, this whole broadcast is about my feelings. It is Oakes. Okay, cool. Mr. Philip Otches to the stadium. Here's my feeling about music history. I'm interested if it's an artist I really love, then I'm like, yes, let me learn about it, right? But sometimes that can I don't know, when sometimes you learn too much about someone and you're like, oh, now I know that, For example, I was reading about Willie Nelson. I think it was Willie Nelson, and I was reading about how the way his first marriage ended was because his wife found the birth certificate for a baby that he had with another woman and found the hospital bill lying around in some papers. What a horrible way for your marriage to end. Willie Nelson, you can do better. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I learn about music history facts and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't know that. And other times I just feel I don't know, it's about the music for me. It's interesting to know about biographical stuff, but I don't think we have to know about all the new things all the time. All the old things all the time. I feel we can just learn new things and it's really okay. I don't feel this need to have everything grounded in the past, which I will say was dominated mainly the histories written by the victors, right? Music history seems to translate to old white men a lot. And then there are forgotten friends of music history like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the awesome black woman who kind of single-handedly made rock and roll a thing, and people don't really, if I say the word Sister Rosetta Tharpe to you, can you call up a song? Can you think of it in your head? So I don't know, music history, a little bit slanty subject. Anyway, now that I've offended maybe everybody, I'm deeply sorry. And I'm gonna go back to some original music for you. By the way, if you enjoy what you've been hearing today, I do have a virtual tip jar. If like Diggy, you want to like force me to play a song I don't particularly like, I can be bought. Diggy Cat threw me $20, and if you throw me $20, I'll do my best for you. Or, feel free to just throw some love in there if you like what you're hearing, or get some bang for your buck at the shop. I have music for sale. One viewer left. Oh my God. I really did offend everyone. That someone was like, this girl and her views on music history are repugnant. And they left. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for upsetting you. Mercury's in Gatorade. I didn't mean it. Okay. Let me get back to the music. Okay. Gray Starlight is the next song I am going to play. This is a song that takes me back, and it's about being taken back. Okay, remember how I told you I wrote that last song, One False Move, in an apartment with my girlfriend at the time, like in my first ever apartment. Well, we broke up. We didn't talk for like a year or two. And then she reached out to me, not negatively. It wasn't like a weird reach out or a drunk text or anything like that. Like, she just got back in touch with me and was like, maybe we can become friends again or whatever, and I had so many feelings, and that's what this song was about. It was about me, in the context, I was in a new relationship. I was, living somewhere else and all of that. And I suddenly hear from her, never having expected to hear from her again. Because I really thought we were never going to speak again. And this song is about those feelings. How does it feel to mean it this time? Desperate to into desperate tonight. Oh, and there was no, well, the years go. Rather you're back on your side. You are distracted and distressed, and I am killing time. And tonight beckons tomorrow night. Closer now, but without the eye contact. Nothing like feeling alright. Now, while we are on the subject of patterns, why don't I throw off my whole life for you? Why don't I just stop thinking and just give to you into the morning? And where are my feelings now that I'm home in bed? And tonight beckons tomorrow night. History I thought I had right. Nothing like feeling alright. I'd like to welcome you to new mythology. 'Cause you're still mine and I'm still all empathy. And you're feeling so much that there's no room left for me. And you're feeling so much that there's no room left for me. And tonight beckons tomorrow night. Closer now, but without the fireworks. Nothing like feeling alright. Tonight beckons tomorrow night. Colder now in the gray starlight. Nothing like feeling alright. Thank you, friends. That song was called Gray Starlight, and now you know I wrote it about my feelings about an ex getting back in touch with me. We're still friends. It's okay. When we were both living in Brooklyn, we used to watch each other's cats. That's how you know people have really made up. If one of us went away for vacation. Cat babysitters. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Barbie, I think you were talking about like ants attacking your wine. I guess you're right. I do not have any wine, and I have an ant crawling around on my desk. It's definitely that time of year. The ants are coming out again. Ah! It's like, oh, yay, it's warming up. And then all of the insects wake up, and I'm like, oh. Oh, yeah. Speaking of insects, speaking of retrograde, the cicadas, I don't think we're going to get the cicadas on Long Island this year. I've been reading a little bit about it, and I know that Brood X, like the big cicada brood where it's just like writhing with cicadas. Speaking of which, Brood X happened while I was living in Ohio, the second year I was there. That the first 2 years I was out of my parents' apartment, I moved to Ohio, and the cicadas, it was crazy, man. You would look at the ground, and the ground would just be moving alive with them. I don't think we're supposed to get them on Long Island. Everyone's been talking about the big cicada brood, and apparently last time here on Long Island, I don't know if people like went at them with the pesticides and stuff, but they didn't really have a successful mating season and didn't really reproduce so much. So we might not have Brood X on Long Island anymore. And I know there are people who are like, lucky you, I don't want to deal with these cicadas. I was stressed about it, but it is really sad. I mean, that's like a cicada genocide. You know what I mean? And they're like good insects, are beneficial. You know, they don't really do any harm. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. I just like have been reading about it on my like gardening websites and stuff, and I just think it's kind of sad. Kayla says, in Texas, we call the giant roaches summer bugs because that feels better than thinking of roaches. That does feel better than thinking of roaches. I feel that. Roaches are awful. That's one thing. I am glad to not live in Brooklyn anymore because I no longer have roaches in my life. That's a good thing. All right, it's time for Poetry Corner, my friends. I am doing Poetry Corner with me, myself, and I today. I have a couple poems I wrote in the last week that I want to share with you, one of which is very retrograde themed, and one is only a little retrograde themed, but you know what? We're going with it. As always, I'm recording. Or am I? My computer's thinking pretty hard about it. I'm going to record Poetry Corner because Poetry Corner is now in syndication. It goes on WUSB on Tuesday mornings on Jim Dexter's show. And I think DiggyCat's going to put it into syndication too on Lucky Star Radio. DiggyCat, by the way, I have everything in a folder for you, all the May Poetry Corners. Anywho, okay, it's time for Poetry Corner. I'm going to read you, if I can find it. Here's my journal. I'm going to read you the newest one first. This is a song about finding your own path to spirituality. I don't even want to say that word because I think for some people don't relate to it. For a lot of years, I couldn't relate to that word. But like just finding your own path and honoring what is sacred in ourselves and accepting the idea that maybe every piece of us, every piece of our existence is sacred, and we don't have to divide it into like sacred and profane. You know, like people act like, it's not so sacred to be dressed a certain way or to be eating junk food or to be focused on money, right? Like people act like money is a not sacred act, although I think providing for yourself and your loved ones is a very sacred act. So that's kind of what this poem is about. Anyway, cry the kids for the win. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so Poetry Corner is about to start. This poem is called am I recording yet? Now I am. Now I'm recording. This poem is called I Make Myself Ready. This poem is called I Make Myself Ready. And it is by me, Rorie Kelly. I make myself ready with brie, olives, wine, with cheap fancy cheese and corporate french fries. Food is not an impure desire at 112 pounds. I always say lobes instead of pounds. I messed it up, guys. That's not going to sound good on the replay. I'm going to start over. I make myself ready with brie, olives, and wine, with cheap fancy cheese and corporate french fries. Food is not an impure desire at 112 pounds or 172. Pleasure not a naughty thing to want, nor an exclusive decadence reserved for the gaunt and lovely. I make myself ready with eyeliner and contacts or a hoodie and glasses, with meditation or with the belligerent exhaustion of someone who has worked many long hours only to be caught in late night construction traffic for 2 more hours. My purity has always been of spirit. My anger, a righteous response to misogyny and structural inequity, does not diminish but strengthens the flame burning brightly inside me. A foot soldier of justice, kicking off muddy boots at the door of the temple, splashing holy water on my face, I make myself ready. Revelations come at 2 a.m., whether dreaming or lying awake or cursing on the BQE. It is my continued willingness to push that makes me ready. My belligerent positivity, my sciatic nerve screaming, and still I rise. Like a loaf of friendship bread that I bought at Stop and Shop, already running late, because perfection isn't purity, it is luxury. I make myself ready with a side of doom scrolling, in pajama pants with a busted waistband, with a shuffling of money to pay the bills that will charge me a late fee first, without a proper warm-up. With nothing but the dollar store candle of my desire, I make myself ready, and I touch the divine, and I know I am of it, and it is of me. That was called I Make Myself Ready, and it's my reminder to you that we are all divine in our own way, and not to look down on your own divinity, not to be so humble that you forget that you too are divine. That's what I got to say to you. This next one I'm going to perform. Patrons, y'all heard it on the Patron concert, but this will be the first time I'm performing it publicly for everybody. It's called I Grew Up in a Tangle of Weeds. Oh, thank you so much. A couple people are saying nice things in the comments. You guys are the best. I grew up in a tangle of weeds. This is in fitting with my Mercury retrograde theme for today. This is definitely a looking back song. It's about ancestral legacy. It's about my family. I grew up in a tangle of weeds. I learned their names. Mugwort is invasive, but it helps with dreams. So is Lunaria, but I love it so much I don't mind. Honest moon money landing on my shore. There's little that's redeeming about pokeweed, but it still stands tall and it's a bitch to cut down. I can admire that. And I am destined to do battle, it seems, with poison ivy, but I'm crafty, and she still never caught me. I grew up in a tangle of weeds, and I felt choked at times, but that's life, and I learn and I learn. Mother, sister, grandmother, we fight and we don't see eye to eye at times. I can't live in a little garden, but my taproot, I know, is still connected to you. I poked up through cracks in the sidewalk, on railroad tracks, forgotten meadows behind divided highways. Anywhere that I could grow, I would go. And a few places I couldn't. I tried. I still tried. You can never say I didn't try. And now that I've found a little land of my own and it's wild and boring, it's just like I like, I have to learn how to not fight. How life can be a sultry unfolding, and I have always been too busy surviving to bloom. If I just sit still and let my colors expand, what will I be and where will my pollen go? I learned from money plant, even suburban rhododendron, even pokeweed to be just as big as I am, and a bitch and a bitch and a bitch to cut down. And if I make somebody sneeze, I hope they're a Republican. I hope to make a soft, shady shelter for a cat who thinks it owns the neighborhood. I hope to be the vine that you can never quite get rid of because the roots go too deep. And I grew up believing that my roots came from crazy, and I see it differently now because growth looks like crazy, healing looks like crazy, and exploring looks like crazy. Everything of value looks like crazy to the uninitiated. I grew up in a tangle of weeds. I can't believe we ever thought that was something of which to be ashamed. The winter can come, the hot, dry days can come, salt water can bathe the ground and still we leaf out. We might be weird or even poisonous, just a little if you eat the wrong part. But when we flower, you'll forget you thought us ugly in the spring. Thank you so much for listening. That was Poetry Corner. Today's poems were by me, Rorie Kelly. If you want to hear more and see more, follow me at Monday Night Muses. RorieKelly.com will get you to all the places where I am, or type Rorie Kelly in your favorite social media thingy. Thanks. There. I know you all know that, but I had to record it for the radio. Seeing some people commenting. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Linda. Thank you all so much for tuning in, everyone. It just means a ton to me that we get to do this every week. All right, back to my retrograde vibes. I think I am going to exit Drop D at this time. I got time for a few more songs. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I love our vibe. I love our group. It means so much to me. This is the kind of thing that, they say if you build it, they will come. And it's like, sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not, right? But you can't have a really good, series or community without people who are really good, who show up for it. And it just means so much that you guys show up every week and hang out with me and spend time with me, and that we, love original music and love art. So thank you for being in my world is what I'm saying. Thank you for being real with me every week, because I know that you are. And that means a lot to me, too. I want to have the kind of friends where we talk about real stuff, not just, platitudes. And that's not me judging, because sometimes it's time to just talk about simple things. But I love getting real with you guys. It means so much to me. Okay, my loves. I'm going to play you a song at this time called Supermoon, continuing my Mercury retrograde vibe. This is a song that was on my last album, Rising, Rising, Rising. And I wrote it. Speaking of Ohio is accidentally the through line to these things. I lived in Ohio for only 2 years of my life, but it's been like this interesting perspective that I've kind of returned to, my time there and my thoughts there, that, I don't know, has influenced me or something like that. I was not living in Ohio when I wrote this song. I was living on Long Island, and I was still working a day job, but I was also gigging like a bunch, like 4 or 5 gigs in a weekend, you know, that kind of thing. I was like gigging Friday night, twice on a Saturday, twice on a Sunday, and then going to work, and I was exhausted. And I was living alone too. My husband hadn't moved down yet to be with me, so I was just like alone in this apartment and feeling like I was never there. And that's what this song is about. It was really about me trying to, I don't know, find some meaning and find some kindness and grace for myself in that very difficult time. It's called Supermoon. Supermoon above my head, summer's trying to call me, but my ears are still too deaf from the bands after me. She's trying to guide me home, but the closest thing I ever found a home is just the LIE. Just me and Nancy driving on the LIE, maybe 1:30. Nancy was the name of my car at the time. I'm too tired to watch my speed. I got a place I keep my cat and my guitars I got a key. But when's the last time one of these apartments felt like home to me? Turn the key, go to sleep. I'm good at living anywhere. I fall in love with art and then reality disappoints me. And I am such an American. I do my best living in dreams. She's trying to guide me home, but when I am actually at home, I am alone. I'm not really home. Turn the key, it's almost morning. Go to sleep, I hear them calling. I'm good at being temporary. Oh, oh, always, never really. Oh, oh, always, never really. My car alone in the parking lot, speakers, mic stand, and CDs. Windows down cause it gets so hot, cause I never fix the AC. You try to teach me home, but Ohio never did it for me. And you know New York is never faithful to anybody. Turn the key, it's almost morning. Go to sleep, I hear them calling. I'm good at being temporary. So I will take the road well traveled, 'cause that is what I do best, and keep looking for kindred spirits, for help when I need to rest. Thank you, friends. That was called Supermoon. Thank you so much. Seeing some sweet comments, seeing some lovely heart emojis from DiggyCat. Thank you. Barbie Gelman says the moon is so serene. Yes, it is. The moon gives me so much serenity. I really agree with you. Thank you so much, Linda. All right, my loves. I've got time, I think, for 2 more songs, so I think that's what we're going to do. If anyone's got any requests, any Rorie requests, or any, I don't know, $20 Bob Dylan requests, she said, hoping for the answer no, feel free to let me know. Feel free to throw some love in the virtual tip jar, or feel free to get some bang for your buck. Before I play the last couple songs, I just want to show you something. My CD came in. Remember how we all made a CD together, how I did the crowdfunding thing on Indiegogo, and so many of you pre-ordered it because you're wonderful. I'm turning off my ring light so that you can see the CD a little better without reflection. It came in, it's here. Shadow work is here. Delia Stanley did the artwork on this CD. I just love it. And then Alex, my husband, did the layout and the design. This super nifty CD crop. This is the original artwork, but it's this really nice zoomed in thing. He was the one who made me get this picture in here because I was like, I don't know if I should have more pictures. And I'm glad that he made me do it. And then there's a full lyric thing on the inside too that's got more of the Delia art and stuff like that. So it was a group effort, everyone came together to make the crowdfunding thing happen. And, then Alex and I spent 2 full days putting the artwork together once the crowdfunding money came in so we could get the order out as quickly as we could. Delia had made that beautiful watercolor artwork, and it was just it's a group creation. So a lot of you all contributed to it, so thank you. And if you would like to order it, you now can order the physical CD on the shop. It's shop.roriekelly.com. I'm going to have vinyl. That's not going to be ready till the fall because vinyl takes forever, I have learned. But the vinyl is going to be ready in the fall, and you can pre-order it if you want now. Or you can listen to it digitally. You can hear it on the Spotifys or whatever. I just want to get this music in your ears. Ha! Sorry, that was me bumping against my MIDI keyboard. Spooky sounds. All right, I have 2 final songs I'm going to play for you, and I think I'm going to play Liminal Spaces, which feels kind of like a retrograde-y song, definitely very reflective, and then I'm going to play Up From Here, which is often my closer. All right, this is a song called Liminal Spaces. I wrote this around this time last year during lockdown in 2020 when everything was so confusing. We were all learning how to live in a very different way because we didn't have a choice. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I definitely felt that was a little bit of a retrograde experience. Suddenly we were just all stuck with our thoughts and with a lot less to do than usual because the world shut down. And it definitely led to a lot of introspection for me, and I'm a naturally introspective person already, so that's really what this song came out of. I have a thing for liminal spaces. I get stuck inside them for ages. When you observe a particle, the particle changes, but no one's understanding when I change too, if you're looking. I had a book of dreams on my nightstand. I always thought that I'd come back for it. I had to prove I could do it my way. I had to prove that I could make rent. If you just believed me the first time, it wouldn't have been so hard for me. Where are the moon sisters I was promised? Where is the music monk I never got to be? 'Cause I got stuck chasing love from somebody 'cause I got stuck trying to chase money. I have a thing for piano players. I try to learn from the things I am drawn to. I try to learn why the moth inside me likes this particular flame, so I don't get burned again. I have a notebook, so many it's embarrassing. I have a lot to say for someone so quiet people think that she's a stuck-up bitch until they get to know me. And by the time they get to know me, I'm attached even if it's wrong. Where the night of cups I was promised, I went all in, and all I got was this lousy discernment. 'Cause I got stuck chasing love from somebody. 'Cause I got stuck trying to chase money. It's too late now, you can never take it back. It's too late now, you can never get the years back. It's too late now, and the future looks exhausting. Where are the broken but good-hearted people? I feel myself changing in this something I don't like. 'Cause I got stuck chasing love from somebody. 'Cause I got stuck trying to chase money. I have a thing for liminal spaces. I get stuck inside them for ages. When you observe the particle changes. I can barely recognize the particle that I've become. Thank you so much, friends. All right. This is going to be my final song. I thank you so much for spending time with me today. It just means the world to me. Like I said, I've got great openers coming up for June. Like I said, I'm not giving away the secrets, but just know that there are awesome new faces and old faces coming up for June. Not old like I'm calling them old. New faces and familiar faces, I should say. I just love getting to do this every week. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, if I have friends on here who follow Sassafras Cast, my podcast, just want to let you know a new episode is going to drop tomorrow. I've been recording it these past 2 days and editing it, so that's going to happen tomorrow. Anyway, this is my last song. This is called Up From Here. If you are someone who does not like swear words, now is the time for us to bid adieu, because this one has a couple of big F-bombs in there. And if that's like not family friendly for you, or if you're just not in the mood to hear it tonight, then it's okay if you bail. But if you want to sing the F curse with me really loud, then stay. Hey Russ, so good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. All right, the song is called Up From Here. This song mentions Mercury retrograde. It was written in Mercury retrograde, if you couldn't tell, because everything in the song is going wrong. And it is about belligerent positivity, which is the only kind I know. Should we talk about the loss of shiny objects, very small specific parts without which nothing can be fixed? Should we talk about Mercury retrograde? It's totally cool, I love to put the past in perspective. But now that we are back in the present, everything in my life seems to be broken. Should we talk about my psychological state? Let's not play with fire here. It's already been a long day. You cannot be serious the way you're jerking me around. This bad luck is hilarious, 'cause you can't keep this fucker down. Should we talk about guitars and cars and bank accounts? It's Russian roulette. Where will the problem be today? I am one headlight short of a bright outlook. That's not a metaphor. I hope I don't get pulled over anyway. I thank my lucky stars that I am good in a crisis. I thank given me so much practice. Oh, you cannot be serious the way you're jerking me around. This bad luck is hilarious, 'cause you can't keep this fucker down. Don't threaten me with a good time, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Everything will be just fine as soon as I find my keys in my wallet. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up. It's not a loop without some 80s strings. From here, I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. I can only go up from here. I can only go up, up. Oh, you cannot be serious the way you're jerking me around. This bad luck is hilarious, 'cause you can't keep this fucker down. No, 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 you can't keep this fucker down. Oh, watch me turn my luck around. 'Cause you can't keep this fucker down. Oh, oh. Thank you so much, my dearest darlings. It's been super, super wonderful to get to sing to you today. I will be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, with another great opener for you at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 12 a.m. British Summer Time, and other times, other places. And as always, I will be following at the top of the hour with poems and songs and shenanigans. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I hope I get to see you again at another Muses. Farewell, farewell.